I'm sure you've already looked everywhere for a Harry Potter podcast.
Not in the reserved section. Happy birthday.
Happy damn it.
The year of the show, huh?
The year before the show and the year of the promotion.
The marketing promotion.
Tigan, we're back. Yes, we're back. We took a mini vacation.
We mentioned a fight in the last episode and stopped recording, and people noticed it really happened.
Fights over, careers over, reserve sessions over.
No, but I miss recording.
I was too.
I did that 2016 trend. Did you see that everyone is doing it? Like 10 years ago, I posted the photo of the Marauders. It made me feel nostalgic.
So
People want a reunion, but I'll wait for the audience and the right time for the series.
I also did the 2016 trend and I put our photo there and everything. People were like, wow, how long have you and Diego known each other, huh?
Wow.
At least 12 years.
It's 2026, right? We met at an event in 2015.
Anime friends.
Man, we were there, and I told Kako, your content is great too. Bro, we're in this together, right? Congratulations on the work you're doing.
We took a photo like this. See, I still have it saved.
You posted it on Facebook. You were really popular on Facebook. Man, the only person I knew who was popular on Facebook. Bro, here, look. Just cutting it up, but just for messages. Messages. Man, just messages, guys. This episode is on Caldeirão Furado, in collaboration with Observatorio Potter. If you'd like, please like and give the video a thumbs up, because today we're going to talk about a topic that made me really happy. Personally, it's going to be a really fun episode, which is Hans Zimmer, man.
Please like, rate on Spotify, and send your message using the QR code.
For the shouting moment we're about to have, look how beautiful this television is. And that's it. Send a message during the shouting moment with your opinions about Hans Zimmer or anything else you want.
And Tiga, we're discussing this today because the news returned, correct? The news came back, people were here, like someone asked me, people said, why aren't you talking about the Harry Potter series anymore? My friend, I am talking about it, but not as much, I can't.
It's just that there was nothing to talk about.
There was no news, So like we cover the news and the news generates the topic, right?
Also because,
I have a lot of content ideas for the series, but I want to wait until we're closer to the series, kind of so I don't burn out.
and let's not waste our ammo, guys, because, for example, the last news that came out, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the wizards celebrating there. That was, from the
flying class,
which were the photos there that came out from Quidditch, them filming Quidditch. In other words, since then, only the indoor scenes they've been filming.
Filming is now taking place entirely inside Hogwarts.
That's complicated.
The camera doesn't work there?
There. You know what I remember? The guys, when photos leaked 4 months ago, used to say it would ruin things.
The whole series is releasing, man.
We haven't had a photo in 4 months.
Me and water. We don't even have water, man.
I'm scared and can't let go, especially after that scene with Michael Gama.
Uncle, I want to say something. Hans Zimmer officially announced as the composer, the conductor, the guy behind the soundtrack for the Harry Potter series.
I expected a lot from this series, but they're delivering even more. Hans Zimmer. Honestly, people know Hans Zimmer, but I don't think they realize how huge he really is.
Of his greatness.
I mean, I think he's one of the most famous composers of our generation today, and definitely one of the most talented. Hans Zimmer. Every movie where you think the soundtrack is really awesome, if you check, the composer is Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, that's Hans Zimmer. He made great hits, right? Wow, great hits. He has incredibly memorable soundtracks. And about waiting, right? About expecting great things from the series. I was like that too. Man, after they announced the team, right? The main team there.
The technical team, right?
Which is, Mark Miller, Francesca Garner.
Adriano Goldman on cinematography. Holly Warrington on costume design.
Man, I was already like that. Our elite adult actors are all award winners, real elite. Then they bring up Hans Zimmer. Honestly, I didn't expect that. I didn't have any name like that. Like, wow. I even suspected maybe someone involved with Harry Potter. Yeah.
James Newton Howard, who composed the soundtracks for all 3 Fantastic Beasts movies, paid tribute to Harry Potter in their scores. I said they must go down that path. Someone who already knows, who has already worked with Harry Potter. Because, right?
Exactly. I thought it would go that way. I thought it would go that way. But when Hans Zimmer was announced, man, I was so happy. I was so happy. I was
I was coming to Sao Paulo. I was at my brother's house. And then I said, no, no, it's not possible. And then, out of nowhere, absolutely out of nowhere, a post from Hans Zimmer appeared there.
And so, Home Box Office Max, guys. It's expanding. It's kind of going to several countries, right? Now it has arrived in Austria, Germany, and Hans Zimmer. He's German.
And then they published this news on Instagram.
in Germany, right?
It was the Home Box Office Max profile in Germany, working with the others. But man,
Really cool, right? My reaction was like, I saw it and I was like, oh my God, Hans Zimmer, Hans Zimmer, Hans Zimmer.
I just thought it paid off. Then Raisa.
She asked what was happening. I just replied, Hans Zimmer. She asked what about him, and all I could say was Hans Zimmer. Then I realized he's in Harry Potter, and I started thinking through the
I love Hans Zimmer.
It was hard not to hold back my excitement and emotion, because Hans Zimmer produced one of the most beautiful soundtracks in my opinion.
He even won the Oscar for that. That's why it's The Lion King. The Lion King soundtrack, which is from a movie that made a mark.
was the first movie I ever saw in a theater.
No, if you were a kid in the 90s just like us, The Lion King is part of people's lives, and the guy really outdoes himself in The Lion King.
No, The Lion King is easily in my top 3
No, The Lion King is wonderful.
movies of my life because the rain falling after the battle, it's ours.
And Simba Mano, when he says damage, no.
These same songs play when he talks to Mufasa in the clouds. Wow, you forgot about me, Simba. You forgot who I am and who you are.
No, never. You have to return to the circle of life. I don't know. So how is it, that song?
I got carried away, but it's a lot. I love Hans Zimmer, man.
In the desert, right? Wow.
Man, hey, I love Hans Zimmer. To me, the guy, and it's cool that he didn't. When Disney offered him to do The Lion King, he didn't say, no, animation, I'm not interested.
Not really my thing.
It's not really my thing. But when he found out that the animation was about a cub who lost his father, he composed this soundtrack and gave an interview saying that when you listen to it, you perceive a much deeper layer than it actually is for an animation and a children's movie. But that's because he did it as a tribute to his father, since he lost his father. He said that the whole process of composing the soundtrack for The Lion King was a tribute to his father. Look how beautiful that is, man. It gives me goosebumps. The soundtrack, listen to it, shows that. It's really beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It's more than just a movie, I think.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, man. The Lion King was the first movie I watched in a theater, right? And I have memories of that. Like, I was really little and I still remember it. And man, that's the final moment. There, after Simba defeats Scar and the rain starts, yeah, and then like there's the passage of time, right, with the drought going away and all that. Man, and this song, and Simba climbs up Pride Rock and roars, and like Russia doesn't roar, no. I don't think it's the same as him roaring like that, you know? It's really awesome. That scene is outstanding.
Did you see the Iron Studios figure?
Of the king. Yeah, the one with the stone, I had it. Do you have it?
Oh, wow. It's really beautiful.
I raffled it off for Zilson's treatment.
I felt this way since The Lion King, so Hans Zimmer has already accomplished a lot.
We'll review some of his work, but mainly discuss our ideas. That's it.
What we think about Harry Potter?
In Harry Potter, mainly because he's a very different guy from John Williams. Yes,
He is John Williams.
he's a genius.
No, there isn't. He's incomparable. I think John Williams is unmatched. I noticed some people, since there's always a group.
That Mrs. Hostagia, no.
That's how it is. Oh, John Williams is the greatest. Oh, you're comparing a legend, you know? It's like,
I don't know.
there's no way, man. Obviously, John Williams is John Williams. He has a signature in his soundtracks, very much like that, very specific, that you hear and you say, that's John Williams exactly, you know?
John Williams would kind of be like Pele and Hans Zimmer, like Messi. Do you understand?
Is the soccer comparison like that?
Or is it thinking about something else? There's the top of the top, and the guy who got it.
Man, there's no one like John Williams. He's a legend, you know? But John Williams is 93 years old. He's retired. Got it? No? I don't know if they thought about bringing him, I don't know. Maybe they even considered it.
John Williams is unbeatable when it comes to theme songs. He did Jurassic Park, Star Wars, and Harry Potter. It's unbelievable.
So much Indiana Jones, so many soundtracks.
The soundtracks are, man, okay, Superman.
Superman, man.
All the soundtracks are in people's heads.
There's no way not to. Their soundtracks are for
Theme songs like that, man. Today, the theme song from Harry Potter is one of the most iconic things in pop culture history.
The 2-2-2-2 sound is John Williams.
no. And it's not really a problem, is it? I wouldn't exactly call it that, but let's just say it's a problem. The problem is that a lot of people don't know that Harry Potter doesn't have only John Williams. John Williams was the composer for the first films,
Of the first three,
the very first ones.
the fourth was Patrick Doyle.
The thing is, the main theme, the one that really stood out, is by John Williams, which is Hedwig's theme, right? Yes, when people hear it, they think, oh, Harry Potter and all, but there were other composers. We have Nicholas Hooper.
Doyle, Little Nicholas, in the 5th, 6th, and 7th Part 1, Part 2. Alexandre Desplat, who is also another genius. Alexandre Desplat is wonderful, yes, and he's winning Oscars out there, even today.
No, you hear Obliviate, the Obliviate song there, Lily's theme, man. Those are some songs, some soundtracks, exactly.
The one with the statue, the apocalyptic cut, and Minerva's. John Williams is incredible. He created one of Harry Potter's most beautiful soundtracks, in my opinion. We can talk about Leaving Hogwarts, which ends the Sorcerer's Stone, Fawkes, the Phoenix, A Window to the Past from The Prisoner of Azkaban. So, these are songs like The Flight of Buckbeak itself, right? Wow, for me, it's one of the most wonderful. I think John Williams, he was able to translate a lot of the magic of Harry Potter. And then I wonder what Hans Zimmer might bring that's new, bring new to this world, because they're totally different composers. So, it shows that home box office is going in a new direction. Yes, it's going in a direction like this. Hans Zimmer is more epic. He's more into choirs. It's something more. The music is part of the narrative there.
And John Williams is something else. He's magical,
It's magic, John. And even Hans Zimmer, he gave his first statement like that, right? In the promotional photo. It's him saying that he wants to honor this legacy, that's right, and that he wants to find magic in every little piece of the story through the soundtrack.
Man, in this statement, he says something really cool. He says that Harry Potter, the magic is there, right? The magic is there. You just have to look for it. And in this one, when Harry is still on Privet Drive, doesn't know he's a wizard yet?
I think that, for example, in the scene with the snake at the zoo, he starts adding some elements to the soundtrack like that.
Magic for every time magic is near Harry. Not necessarily. Or when Hagrid and Harry are arriving there, near the Leaky Cauldron bar, there's a soundtrack that shows they're getting closer to something more.
A lot of magic, right?
Do you get this kind of thing? I think it has everything to be really cool. But then there's the question, right? So, what will stay or not from the Harry Potter movies?
Yeah, that's the big question, the main question everyone has, including us. Just because we're here creating content doesn't mean we know exactly.
Guys, leave your thoughts in the comments of this video. Would you like Hans Zimmer to include themes from the Harry Potter movies, elements from the soundtrack, or would you prefer him to create something original?
Remember to leave your comments on Spotify or YouTube.
My point of view is, since we have Fantastic Beasts, people use Fantastic Beasts as an example. Man, Fantastic Beasts. There's a new soundtrack, but it carries elements from the original Harry Potter soundtrack, right? We have wonderful soundtracks.
Fantastic Beasts has soundtracks just as epic as Harry Potter's, in my opinion.
No, man, the case is wonderful.
Tina's own new city pad, or Close Friends, which became a motivational music clip on TikTok. Yes, a motivational video. Okay, this background music, man.
Exactly, it's beautiful. The soundtrack is beautiful, but they carry elements from the Harry Potter soundtrack from Hedwig Timmons. But Fantastic Beasts is the same universe as the movies. It's the same. Hogwarts is the same universe. The series. We're talking about a different vision, a different medium. The series, from what we know so far, it won't. It's not based on the movies. It won't have the design from the movies, yes. Wands will be different, brooms will be different, uniforms will be different.
It's Hogwarts.
Most likely it will be different, you know? So we can't expect the soundtrack to be the same. Speaking creatively now, I'm talking about how I see both the technical and creative professional sides of it.
If you were Hans Zimmer,
You'll ask someone to make a soundtrack but insist it must include the existing Harry Potter theme. He'll wonder if you want original work or just a direct cover.
and something that really caught my attention in the press release, in the statement to the press, is that it says he's going to do the soundtrack for the series, not just for the first season. Yes, at no point did he say he's only going to do the soundtrack for the first season, which could mean he's already going to use his studio. And guys, Hans Zimmer, 10 years ago, he founded a company called Bleeding Fingers, which is like bleeding fingers, right? He did it with 2 others, a married couple. Yeah, and they're also very talented. They did the soundtrack for prehistoric documentaries for Apple Television. They won Emmys. They're winners of several Emmys.
Hans Zimmer founded the company with this couple, announcing it as Hans Zimmer and the Bleeding Fingers.
And the name of the studio that will...
Composed the soundtrack for the Harry Potter series. And another thing, they can already produce character themes. They can produce and keep making soundtracks one after another. They already know, they already have the story of the 7 books there. They can keep producing the soundtracks. I think the job will take years, but he'll appear in every season.
They know it's huge. They know how big this thing is. So, like, there's no doubt. Guys, don't feel like, oh, the people involved in this series don't know what they're doing. You know, they know how big this is. Their careers depend on this. Their careers depend on this much more than our love for this series. Their careers depend on it. Because, wow, they had big hits before reaching Harry Potter, which was massive. Okay, sure, Francesca and Mark came from success. That's, wow, it's a big hit. It won awards and all. But let's compare in terms of pop culture. Success in Harry Potter? No, everyone already knows Harry Potter. It's widely recognized. So, it's the greatness of it, the scale of it. Then imagine these guys come from super award-winning projects, then they get to Harry Potter and they just deliver something.
I don't know, mediocre.
Exactly.
A 6 out of 10.
There's no way, you know, so these guys are giving it their all. They know they really depend on this, you know?
I'm good like this and truly optimistic. I think the Harry Potter series is getting the best of the best. That's why I'm confident.
Of course, we don't want to raise our expectations too high so we don't get disappointed either.
Or arrogance and pride.
Exactly. I don't want to get ahead of myself yet, but I'm already counting how many M's we're going to win, right? At the 2027 Emmys, man, I'm going to sit down. I've never watched a full Emmy Awards show, just parts of it, you know? But in 2027, I want to root for it. You know, it could be, what if a John Lithgow wins Best Actor in a Drama for Dumbledore? The Pope and Sieto could get Janet McTeer nominated as Minerva. The kids themselves, we don't know how it's going to be. And Hans Zimmer on the soundtrack, that's why I say it. And Adriano on cinematography, because the guy has already won. The Emmys, that's what I'm talking about. Man.
Guys,
The arrogance is coming back, but hold on.
the arrogance is coming back. I'm not going to post that meme of Harry Potter burying everyone just yet.
No, I think all these possibilities are great. And about the Harry Potter movie soundtrack, since we were discussing something magical, that John Williams has this more magical touch. Some are like that, but others reveal greater things. That's part of Harry Potter's essence.
Are you afraid? Do you think that, for example, something completely different from what you're used to could signal something to your brain?
Is it going to be like, calm down, this is Harry Potter, or are you open-minded? Because both the new actor who plays the character and the soundtrack are also open-minded.
I still think the soundtrack has more impact for me than the appearance of...
I knew it.
Because the soundtrack stirs up a unique feeling, something only music is capable of doing. You know, so I'm keeping an open mind. I'm like, man, I'm really curious to see what he's going to do, how it's going to be, because that's how I feel. I'm 100% waiting for this new thing, 100% waiting for this new face of the wizarding world. And then I'm like, of course, for me, it's gonna be hard. I think for anyone who grew up watching Harry Potter in theaters, who watched Harry Potter thousands of times, the soundtracks are ingrained. You know what I mean? But I think our brain plays a trick on us because we're imagining the scenes from the Harry Potter movies. The series will have different scenes, so with a different soundtrack, I don't think it will matter that much.
Are the Harry Potter soundtracks memorable? We know them all by heart after watching the movie so many times. Absolutely. They have excellent melodies. For Harry Potter fans, it's a comfort movie. It's meaningful to them, so they watch it repeatedly, and I think that'll continue.
For instance, when the first episode, The Boy Who Lived, is released, I know I'll watch it at least 5 times before the next one comes out.
I think it's already in the fans' mind to keep rewatching, to keep looking for details. And with that, the soundtrack really sticks, right? Yeah, it's because you keep watching it over and over.
The soundtrack just sticks with you. That's how I am. I'm really, really excited to see and hear Hans Zimmer's soundtrack in Harry Potter, to see what elements he'll bring, how he's going to build it. And at the same time, I'm like, wow, will I have that same feeling? My question is, will I have a conflicting feeling at that moment? Because I think I'll only know when I hear it.
Man, I think that's everyone's question. We haven't seen anything from the series yet. We don't know what the cinematography will be like. We don't know what the scenes will be like. We don't know the camera style. Because man, the movies are from 2001, they use different cameras. Now I just watched The Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the episode, the pilot. Man, the camera quality is insane. Insane. Harry Potter. They'll use their best equipment, so everything will be different, right?
Mentioning The Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I think it's cool for us to talk about series, about productions that are from the same universe and use the same soundtrack or change the soundtrack. The Night of the Seven Kingdoms, for example, uses the Game of Thrones soundtrack.
Did you watch the first episode? I did. Crazy about the car, right?
I thought it was brilliant. Those guys...
Because they promise an epic opening, right? It comes the beginning, wow.
I didn't expect to be watching it. With Mari, I said, man,
Imagine eating a...
big hamburger, isn't it a soft crap?
Man, it's like a fountain, right, man?
Didn't bring it, you know?
Yeah, man.
No, man, it's not. Dude, it's surreal, man.
Yeah, and then they use it, right? The Game of Thrones soundtrack, just like House of the Dragon also uses the Game of Thrones soundtrack. But what if we stop to think about it, for example? Star Wars has the soundtrack from the movies, which is super iconic, John Williams, and then in the series, it doesn't have the movie soundtrack. And that was something that, when I went to watch it, Mandalorian and all, there wasn't a Star Wars soundtrack. I was kind of like, I missed it, I really missed it.
You mentioned Star Wars. My relationship with it is complicated right now.
Yeah.
It's a bit, I want to go back. I've always been passionate about Star Wars, but I haven't watched any of the series, you know?
I watched the last trilogy that came out in theaters. I was really excited about that trilogy, but I didn't like it. And I feel like that's why I was so afraid this would happen. With Harry Potter too, I don't want to start any fandom rivalry, but I think many Star Wars fans agree that too many original series on Disney Plus make it feel saturated. While it's great to have new content, it loses some of the excitement of waiting for something new, like when Star Wars was released in theaters. The movies have always been events, big pop culture events. Now we have The Mandalorian, Grogu, who's getting a movie coming out this May. Honestly, I don't see many people mentioning it.
Maybe it's also the bubble we're in that we're not breaking out of.
Star Wars always breaks through, you know? The Force Awakens made over $2 billion quickly in 2015. That's what worries me about theaters. You know, these original projects? I feel like sometimes when I'm not consuming them, I distance myself a bit from something I really like.
It's common to think something isn't successful just because we're not consuming it.
Yeah, right? We kind of feel that way, but I don't, you know?
That's just how my relationship with Star Wars is. I watched it, of course, back in 2000, right? The Phantom Menace and all, but it wasn't something that really hooked me. I actually started to like Star Wars when I was older, and for me, man, the thing with Star Wars is that I really like the movies. I think they're really cool, you know?
All three have one of the greatest villains in history.
The three most recent movies, since they're already by Disney, I like them too. I think they're cool. I know there are people who criticize Raisa a lot, big fans. My wife is a big fan. And then I joke with her, I tease her like that. Oh no, I love the couple Kylo Ren and Rey, damn.
I supported both, but honestly, I shipped Kylo Ren and Rey more.
Wow, the kiss scene for me is one of the best. Raisa Shut Up just freaked out. I only said it to annoy her, you know. But anyway,
I like it.
but I don't consume it. I don't like I watched Mandalorian. I watched the first 2 seasons. I didn't watch the third one. Man,
I have an opinion that Pedro Pascal, for example, he shows up without a mask in the first season. In the second, I think he shows up too. But in the third one, man, the guy doesn't take off his helmet even once. Man, if someone tells me that Pedro Pascal didn't even set foot on that set,
just the stunt double, man.
they actually credit his stunt and body double, and I think he only did the voice.
Mono, the third season is something, but the first season is insane.
It's really cool. It's really cool.
I like it a lot, but like,
I enjoyed watching the Obi-Wan series.
I like it.
But the others like Andor, all the others I watched, also that one called The Acolyte.
I know my brother Andor watched Andor and talks about it. I also watch your channel a lot. It's one of the coolest things.
Adriano Goldman.
Adriano Goldman, director of photography.
Same director of photography as Harry Potter.
He did Adriano. He became famous, even earning Emmy nominations for Andor and The Crown on Netflix, which, well, The Crown is a...
For me, that's Netflix Premium, and it's pretty expensive.
Very beautiful.
to film, filmography, everything, right?
It's really cool,
But then you were talking about the series, like the soundtrack of the Star Wars series.
right? And then there was this change, and I felt it because I was used to it. So I think it's normal to feel a bit strange about it. But the advice I give, this is my biggest advice for everyone who is a fan of Harry Potter, or even for those who aren't such big fans but like it or just consume it. Man, open your heart, because the series is the series, the movie is the movie. There will be differences, the elements will be different. There's no point in you wanting to watch.
Expecting that you're going to see the
Expecting things from the movie, there's no point in you going to watch it. Wanting it to have the same Hogwarts, wanting it to have the same uniform. In the Harry Potter movies themselves, there are several changes from one movie to another. Hogwarts itself in the first movies was very different.
But Kaban came in strong and said, a lot of things have changed.
Everything changed, the uniforms changed, the wands changed, you get it? Pretty much everything changed, pretty much.
What? If you watch the movies again today, you'll notice, for example, Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets have a very consistent Hogwarts, right? But, come on, they realized the Whomping Willow would be crucial in the third movie and needed to be in an aesthetically pleasing location. There, the painting of the fat lady, you just go up the stairs and you're already facing it. Just like in Sorcerer's Stone, they walk down a long corridor, and with each movie, things change a lot if you think about it.
Yeah, right? It doesn't change too much.
And you see the importance of having a television series because, guys, now they already have all 7 books ready. They know that the boathouse is going to be important because of Snape's death.
He survives there, but dies in the Shrieking Shack.
I used the worst example of all, the one they changed in the movie.
In the book, Severus Snape dies in the Shrieking Shack, which is symbolic. Come on.
The boathouse is by the dock, so take that PSH.
They changed the location. I mentioned the only place they changed, but now they already know what's going to be important. In each of the books, in each of the movies, the Ravenclaw common room shows up in Deathly Hallows.
And now they have this chance to know the places too. They have a map of Hogwarts, to know what they're going to need from which 7 to which 7. Maybe they need to be close to each other. I don't know.
And we have to understand, man, that these are differences that are going to exist because we're talking about the series being produced in a different way. They often want to use the soundtrack as a tribute, but sometimes rights issues prevent it.
That's true, and the movies' soundtrack and the parks are part of it. Sometimes we don't realize it, but there are many contracts involved.
Yeah, it involves a lot. Many people also ask, will the parks stay the same since they're inspired by the movies? Who knows if in the future in another park, I don't know, Universal is building a park in the United Kingdom now, right? Who knows, maybe in the United Kingdom they'll create a Harry Potter area inspired by the new series if they buy the rights.
That's it.
Did you get it? Because Universal, they have the theme park rights for the movies. They just can't use other things. So those things aren't there. They don't mix.
I don't think Warner wants it to be like the movies, man.
They don't want that because it's creatively bad.
No. And besides, you have a series of 8 movies that are a worldwide success in pop culture.
They still earn money from merchandising thanks to these movies. Why would they create a new project to try to take away the space, erase something that is already established as a product?
Merchandising. Guys, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint. They're not going to disappear from the toy store.
I've seen a lot of people asking this question, but in my view, it would be really stupid, okay? They can have both products. I'm calling someone stupid who maybe has no idea, but for me,
In my view,
as a fan, I don't think they'll remove products with his face just because they want to. Why change what's already working?
What might happen is that there will be a large number of products with the faces of the new trio.
They will measure and analyze sales success with a professional handling it. They'll sell many series t-shirts with the new one, a new logo and identity, so sales will be strong. Sales are already doing well. We'll keep making Funko Pops for the series, which makes me curious to see how it turns out, since I'm guessing.
that's the thing, Diego. I think it is. In the long run, it's going to be natural for people to look. It's for Harry Potter and for a new generation, yes, whether it's the identity of the series or for us, whether it's from the movies. Do you get it like that? I think that in the long run, maybe yes, but I think that at this first moment, Harry Potter is so strong. It's such a strong, well-established image that I don't think so. It's a concern for me that doesn't exist, like, oh, is it going to replace it?
Oh, it never existed. For me too. What is it? I wanted to have a better idea of how much this series will actually reach a generation of teenagers. Because I think this new generation is, well, this new generation is very important.
That's why what they imagine creatively for the first season makes me really curious if they're going to have something more cheerful, something more fun.
But when it comes to the story of the adults, of Snape, Minerva, Dumbledore, then it kind of brings in the adult side of the series. If it's meant to be silly during the kids' classes, everything will be silly, and that's fine. That's how it is in the first seasons.
They'll set the tone based on what the story needs, right? You need that school environment since Hogwarts is a school with kids, so it's important to have it,
There are kids, there are older ones, there are like the seniors, right? I think it's cool to have that 11-year-old kid, and then the 17 or 16-year-old guy older, who jokes around with the kids. Yeah, it's cool. I hope the series shows more of the day-to-day life of the people. What they do at breakfast, the path they take to get to a classroom. Yeah, I think that's really cool.
I think it's something that the series has a greater possibility to explore than the movies. Did you understand?
Because of the total time.
Wow. So they can show Harry leaving a classroom, going somewhere. They can show that happening, and that gives a sense of reality. Like, because you just show the scene with a cut from one to another.
Which is, if you watch Philosopher's Stone, that's it, right? Cut. Each time it's Snape's classroom set. It's Professor McGonagall's classroom set. It's the Great Hall that's always there.
And that's when Quaron came in, and that's why some things changed places in Hogwarts. That's why the bridge exists.
How they reach Hagrid's hut.
He added the bridge to connect to Hagrid's hut, allowing a smooth path down.
Hagrid, perfect.
That was Quaron's idea, to make it real, to give the feeling that they were in a real place. So it shows him leaving the Great Hall and going up.
The huts are really cool because of that, man, Yeah, the huts are really cool because of that. Because Quaron was way ahead of his time, man.
He saw a kid's series that was very successful and said, I want it, I'm going to do it.
I'm going to give it a different tone.
I need to add some realism and explain a few things, even though we're in a magical world. It exists, right? Hogsmeade. There's a village right next to it. There's this bridge.
Village.
That's a song, isn't it? What is that?
I think it's Adriana Compagnon.
Wow.
There's a village there.
Wow. No, I don't know it. I'll look it up. She's the singer.
Adriana Compagnon.
Let her sing then.
Thank you. You got me.
That's a good one. Use it at school, guys. That's a good one. That's a good one. I liked it. Go, go, go. Very good. Well done. Well done. That's it.
Soundtrack. A completely unrelated fun fact. When Katarina, all right, hey aunt, when the daughter was about to be born, there's a lot of that, right? At the maternity ward, we choose one, we can make a playlist to play.
During the delivery,
Labor is in the delivery room. And since Raisa and I are big fans of movies and pop culture, we put on soundtracks from movies we like on shuffle. For me, the Forrest Gump soundtrack is just wow.
I don't remember the Forrest Gump soundtrack, but I know the movie is amazing.
No, the soundtrack is amazing. There were others like it, right? And among the soundtracks, there were Harry Potter soundtracks. Obviously, man, it was playing on shuffle. And at the moment Katarina was born, that song, The Arrival of Baby Harry, played. Wow, the one that's when they arrive on Privet Drive. Ah, you know how that song builds up, man? Exactly that one on shuffle. Like, man, I was holding Katarina in my arms and the song, man, it was really cool.
Having music during the birth is a great idea.
It's relaxing, right? Yeah, isn't it?
And music has that thing, man. I think for me, that's why I was really looking forward to finding out who the composer would be. I expected the announcement to take longer, but they've already announced Hans Zimmer, so he must be starting to work on the soundtracks now, right?
If he hasn't started yet,
Because I have a hunch that the first images from the series, like the first trailer, not even a trailer, the first teaser, with, I don't know, a really short scene.
It's coming at the end of March because Homebox Office Max will be launched in the United Kingdom, and to celebrate Homebox Office Max's arrival in Germany, they announced Hans Zimmer, and they did.
imagine in the United Kingdom, they did it at that memorial of mine with the Dementors, the Patronus, and all that. At the launch of Homebox Office Max over there in Germany, they held this event, right? There, I saw this really good video, content creators anyway, people from the media. And then they took a memorial there in Germany, a Kaiser memorial. I can't remember the name, but it was a church destroyed in World War II that's now a memorial, right? And then they projected lights. There were Dementors, drones flying like this, you know? And then Harry conjuring the Patronus. So, like,
This is in Germany.
this is in Germany.
Imagine in the United Kingdom.
They have the launch in the United Kingdom, which is Harry Potter. The house is. So they probably.
The actors show up there. Maybe it's because they bring actors from future series to take pictures. They pose in front of the Homebox Office Max logo, the Big Bang, or the London Eye.
Homebox Office Max launching in the United Kingdom will be a key starting point for the show's marketing. With the trio's first public appearance, together, giving some interviews that will become clips on social media, some short videos, but they'll start testing the trio there.
It will be close to the end of filming for the first season, but I think they'll allow for 2 days of what they call Media Day, right? Man, I hope they show up.
That would be cool if it happens.
I want to see the chemistry between the three of them together.
You know? Yeah, I really want to see the three of them together because, man, we've already seen a lot of Arabella, right? I'm not saying we've seen too much. That's enough.
But from the audiobook,
Because in the audiobook, she is. But Ronnie is nothing. But from Ronnie, nothing. We've never seen Alistair giving an interview, man.
yeah, man, guys, Alistair is the guy, the kid, the man, wow. The boy, the child who's going to play Ronnie. He doesn't have any acting experience. The only experience he had, of course he has. He joins agencies and talent agencies, but his only experience was a potato chips commercial in Rio de Janeiro. It's crazy.
It's really crazy, isn't it, man?
Robert Greene also had no acting experience. He even sent me a tape of himself rapping.
And he's the best actor of the trio, man, in my opinion. Rupert, I always say this here is the...
Of the trio? No. I completely agree with you guys. He's the best of the trio, and the worst is EMA.
I like EMA. I have nothing in the first two.
I have nothing against EMA Watson. I love EMA, especially in the first one. I say that Maria Secreta, she's amazing, brilliant, like the perfect Hermione. But later, I loved EMA in Watson, in the other movies. You know.
Man, the thing about EMA...
What did you say, Marco?
At sign. Her there.
Her jeans. She's making the jeans, isn't she?
Is she? She launched one. It's like actors. They have this thing about launching products, right? Brands, right? Their own brand. The guy from Breaking Bad launched, together with the other one. Both of them, right? Bryan Cranston with Paul Hall. Isn't it Paul Hall, his name? I don't know. Sorry to the fans. Jesse, Sir White.
Sir White.
They launched a whiskey brand. Tom Holland launched a non-alcoholic beer. EMA launched a gin too. So they just launch products because, they have to retire.
They make a little money making movies.
Do they really make money? Even today? Daniel A.M. Rupert. What?
He needs to profit from old image rights naturally.
Besides the parks, right? That use their image. The
movies as well.
Reruns, everything.
I know their contract didn't cover image rights, but I find that hard to believe.
It's just that back then there was no streaming, right? Only if they made a new contract.
But I didn't. How does it work for products, right, Tiago? For products?
It's his face on the product.
For merchandise, there's a product.
There's a lot involved, and they get a big payout. About 4 guys.
400 rees, not 400 net per month.
2 guys clean and a meal voucher. Meal voucher. I'm sure they're making it.
And what's your track? Like this. Since we're talking about Hans Zimmer, obviously we give
us a little.
We got sidetracked, guys.
We have it. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. I have it, but it's like, I don't know, I'm diagnosed.
Mine. I have favorite Hans Zimmer tracks.
I have one too.
My top 3, The Lion King is first, then Pirates of the Caribbean in second. I love the Pirates soundtrack, especially He's a Pirate.
Which is that one.
And
not that one.
First is The Lion King, second is He's a Pirate from Pirates of the Caribbean, and third, I'll choose the one from Interstellar. Oh, it's ours, but Interstellar is amazing. But Gladiator also takes up a spot. It's a very competitive space here, Gladiator's soundtrack is incredible, and have you noticed Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack is just a reworked version of Gladiators? I've noticed that, and man, it's so genius that he made both of them. It's really impressive. I noticed.
While watching Gladiator, I realized I recognized the song, but not from Pirates of the Caribbean. The Gladiator song is Uru, Uru, Uru.
My name is Maximus Quintus.
My name is Maximus Meridian and the King of the Skies. I don't know how to say it.
Is it Decimus or Quintus?
It's Maximus Decimus Meridius, I think.
I'm the king of the armies of the north. And he says, wow.
I'm from the Legion of I don't know what. I'll show you something so you know I'm loyal to the true emperor.
Hey, you won't believe what I have here, man.
Gladiator is really tough.
Hey, where is it? I was here. Look, guys. You won't be able to see it, but I had the phrase here.
The name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the north, general of the legions, and servant to the true emperor. Marcus Aurelius, father of a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife. And I will have my vengeance, ours.
Ours, honestly. Gladiator. I had never seen Gladiator until about 3 months ago when I finally watched it.
Are you kidding?
I swear to you, now I want to visit Italy and Rome.
Going to Rome, I want to be a gladiator.
I want to visit Rome, see the Colosseum, and play this same background music. I want to go to New Zealand and play Concerning Hobbits there, to play and do the Hobbiton tour from Lord of the Rings.
But, man, the soundtrack. I'm a person who's passionate about music. The people from Sessão Reservada see us singing all the time. The people from Sessão Reservada can confirm that, right?
Us ruining it, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's like, whoever sings, just let them sing, man, because the soundtrack has that vibe.
My top Hans Zimmer is Interstellar. That's one too. I watched that one a while ago.
People who are haters of Interstellar, who say it's overrated.
It's Breaking Bad.
It's a movie for straight guys, cool guys.
No, you'll just say it marked the start of the far right in Brazil, just like Interstellar.
The Big Bang Theory. It's funny how people take something that everyone likes, like what? There's an audience that really likes it. It's just like the crowd, man. Twitter is a terrible network. I see people talking like this. Wow, the future of acting is in good hands. They posted a boy there from adolescence. The kid won an award and acted really well. I saw a tweet yelling, "Isn't?" No, it's not.
Now yelling, "That's acting."
No, the one who acts well is you, son of a bitch.
Go win an M, damn it, at 16 years old.
No, people are all armchair experts, right, Mano?
It's really easy to say that when you're sitting at your computer eating some Cheetos, you know? But the kid is out there, right?
That really annoys me. I think people do it on purpose to provoke because it seems impossible otherwise. I've never seen people so bitter and messed up, haven't you?
Of course. For me, that's the representation of Twitter, even though I'm there and I post. But man. But yeah, it's something I feel really happens. Everything that's Breaking Bad, which is going through this wave now, even Breaking Bad, which for me is one of the most...
It's really good, man.
It's one of the best stories on television.
only free rate, because Interstellar, I went to see it and man, it's such a beautiful movie, really. But the scene is so beautiful. He listens to messages, hears from his oldest daughter, and sees his son crying.
Right, damn.
Man, or when they're in that country, and you keep hearing the ticking of Renaud's watch, and each tick is intense.
On the old planet,
So the rocket goes to another country.
and there are the mountains. They're not mountains, they're waves.
It's gigantic. Then comes that thing where they stay and then it passes. I don't know, 20-something years go by?
27 years, I don't know how many months, and I don't know how many days. Man, you know, one part that always gives me chills is when they're near the black hole.
Like near the wormhole.
It's the irregularity there. And then space-time gets distorted. And then she touches the hand just like in that famous painting, you know, the creation. And then it was actually him touching the hand, like, but with another guy.
That's really awesome, and it's Hans Zimmer's soundtrack. And the guy is like that, right? I think when you're a composer, you always want to outdo yourself.
Of course,
Hans Zimmer, he was nominated for several Oscars, more than 10 nominations, but he only won 2. He won for The Lion King in '95, and he won for Dune now, in 2022, which is recent.
and the soundtrack.
4 years ago, the soundtrack for Dune. I've never actually seen Dune.
I saw it. I went to see Dune in the theater, but it's not for me.
Man, I think the story of Dune is really all about spice and sand, but those who like it really like it.
So I went to watch the first one in the theater. I didn't even watch the second one. To be honest, man, it's just not for me. It wasn't something that grabbed me, you know. I watched the first one and I was just, man, dying to leave the theater.
It's a very territorial thing, right? It's like, I'm going to conquer your planet. Yeah.
It was something that, but the soundtrack is really good. The soundtrack is really good. So even though I'm not saying it's bad because it just didn't grab me, it simply didn't grab me. And that's it, you know. And there are things that just don't grab you, but the soundtrack is cool. And Hans Zimmer, that's exactly how I feel. The guy, for sure. It's obvious to me. He'll want this to be the best work of his life, not something he just does. He always aims for his best in everything, you know?
It's a huge responsibility.
And it's not the first time he's been called to do a soundtrack where John Williams was the composer. And before,
I like this thing, that we have a John Williams before, because the guy won't want to do a bad job, you know? And another thing, if you expect a lot of tributes to John Williams' soundtrack from me, forget it. I think there will be tributes, for example, in Ed Wigstam. Okay? I think that's where it'll happen, alright? I think if there's an opening, which I hope the series has, but not like a guy messing around.
no.
I hope it has a really epic opening, like Game of Thrones style, and in that opening, I imagine there will be a slight reference to Ed Wigstam, right? Which is the theme song from Harry Potter?
But I don't expect so many things to be the same, not because of what you said.
I think he's going to get there, and he's going to want to produce something like he did with Man of Steel in 2012, 2013. I don't remember. John Williams composed one of the most iconic songs, which is the Superman theme, right? And then the guy went there and had to do something new and did nothing. No, there aren't any elements now. In this new Superman movie by James Gunn, there are elements of the soundtrack, a guitar, right? From John Williams. But there aren't. But Hans Zimmer's doesn't have anything, does it?
And Tiago, like this. Now, I'll ask you something and you answer honestly from your heart. You can have a fan side and a technical side, right? You, as a fan, would you like there to be the soundtrack, to have elements of the soundtrack, or for them to use some of the movie's soundtracks in the series?
I think I'd be a hypocrite if I said I didn't want it. but I wouldn't want them to use it just as fan service. Like what happened in Fantastic Beasts. You know, in that scene where they open the suitcase and that Quidditch music starts playing. You know? I think I like that kind of scene, but I think it's a lot of fan service, you know? I wanted the elements to be there, for us to hear a few notes, like a, what's the song, and be able to identify it. Look, we're in the same universe. Look, I'm hugging you here, but it's different.
So I wanted the soundtrack to give similar hints, but not to have an entire scene with the same soundtrack as the movies.
It honors the soundtrack.
But that Hans could compose something so incredible that I wouldn't worry about having elements that I liked, that I would want to have on vinyl. With Hans Zimmer's series soundtrack, that song becomes my comfort song too. And you? Yes.
I might get bashed for this since many people want it. In fact, many asked, aren't you going to use the movie's soundtrack?
Really? I don't think reality has set in for many people yet.
I want everything to be new.
All new, including the theme song, but you want it affordable.
Even the theme song, really. For me, it's going to be very hard. I know it's going to be hard, but I think for the good of this series, for the good of this series, for the good of this series, I think everything has to be new. You know,
Man, the more you remind people of the movies, I think the more they're going to compare, and that becomes dangerous. Yeah,
people are already going to compare.
They're already going to compare, naturally. But maybe, while they're watching the series and a little bit of music from the movie comes on, it gives them that bad feeling. Man, this isn't the movie, dude. Don't try to be, because this scene isn't the same and they're playing the same soundtrack from the movie.
Exactly.
No, man, do something new.
Creatively speaking, for me, man.
They're really thinking that way? I think so.
Just imagine, there's the whole production, man. Producing a series like this involves thousands of professionals. Thousands. Do you think the costume department is just a few people, even though there's a whole team? They don't buy ready-made clothes. They make them, dye the fabric, cut, sew, and assemble everything themselves. So there's Holly Weddington. She's the head of the department. She's the boss. She's the one in charge.
There are about 60 people working for her.
She's in charge of costumes. She has everything in her folder. She takes the storytelling of the thing and turns it into costumes. But there are people who put it all together, people who cut, people who sew. It's a huge workshop, So think about it creatively. Like I'm just using costumes as an example. That's it.
Which is just one thing.
Imagine if you say, oh, let's not use the one from the movie, which is already ready. You get it, right? Creatively speaking, it's not interesting.
Professionally for the person, because you want to surpass yourself at your job. You don't want to just show up at work. Holly Weddington, who is an Oscar winner, she doesn't want to just show up at her workplace
And say, do it just like in the movie here, because people need challenges in their professional careers. They want to surpass themselves.
Hans Zimmer, as I mentioned at the beginning, now, at the start of the episode, he was inspired by his father's death. Because coincidentally, he got a movie that dealt with the loss of a father. And Harry is an orphan. Sometimes it touches the guy in ways we don't really know. It's not just about the composer or the professional, so you have to hope the guy is really inspired. I really root for Hans Zimmer. There are scenes I can already imagine, like for example, when they come to Hogwarts for the first time.
I think that even though it's very striking in the movie, it's a choir.
That Hogwarts should be something grander,
Because the Hogwarts in the movie is small, right? If that's her view, then her first impression is, oh, a castle. Sure, it's big, but actually it's small, right? Maybe in the series it's a bit bigger. I don't know, wider maybe.
Man, in terms of production, art direction, it must be really hard to do what they're doing, right? Yeah, especially now for a television series, in the sense that you have to build everything where the students are going to step and walk. What will be green screen and what won't comes from Hogwarts. At what point should they be there? At what stage? Adriano Goldman is the director of photography.
He said the first season will take almost a year because of that delay.
Because I think they're already building everything for the next one.
Yeah, for sure, everything.
That they're
building at least the foundation that they already, of course, in the new seasons, they'll have new sets because those are things that happen in the story, so they'll need them. I think they're already building the foundation for what they'll use. Wow, it's Diagon Alley, things that always appear.
Gryffindor Common Room, featured throughout the movie, the Leaky Cauldron.
Privet Drive.
Privet Drive is already there, built. There are even photos and everything. The Great Hall that will be used is the Link. That's where the students will rest and talk. So, these are sets that make a difference, right? I wouldn't doubt that they could make, I don't know, maybe a Slytherin Common Room to show a Draco Malfoy in there, talking from a new perspective. Exactly.
And there will be a lot of that in the series points of view besides Harry. In fact, we'll talk about it in the next episode that we're going to record.
Yeah, we're going to talk about story arcs that can be explored in the home box office series. From various characters, even characters we sometimes least expect to see. And that's cool. We're going to talk about that. Yes, we gave everyone a little taste. Just a taste.
A spoiler.
A spoiler for the next episode of Sessão Reservada.
Tiago, and let's go. I want to revisit something I said. Some might criticize me for wanting change, but I think it's important to have a different uniform, wand, candies, and identity. Out of respect for the movies and everyone involved.
I completely agree with you.
You know why, man?
To respect movie professionals.
For example, Mina Lima did all the artwork for the movies, like drawing the Marauders map, Chocolate Frog, and every flavor beans. Out of respect for them, keeping their legacy, man, you know?
I think this stance is perfect.
You know, I think it's important keeping the classic, respecting the classic that's there, you know?
But not copying it, right?
Not copying, doing it based on the descriptions they have, based on their creative idea, you know what I mean? But with a new perspective, bringing a new vision. I don't want, for example, just one thing. I even made a video in the Cauldron, like, oh, everything that's going to change in the series, everything that's going to change, right? And I talk about the Chocolate Frog cards. I'm passionate about the Chocolate Frog cards, about the design from the movies. So much so that I even...
Every flavor beans. So many things, right?
But there's something like this. Most Harry Potter fans didn't experience the pre-movie era. Because what happened? In short, just so you know.
But the video you posted there, of that figure of Hagrid, it's really crazy, man. It's really cool. The way they imagined Harry Potter before the movies.
You know why that happened, right? Not all these products.
I don't know. No.
Warner bought the rights to Harry Potter, right?
That 99 burned over there.
When the book was released, Warner went there, man. They bought the rights. So what did they do, man? Until the movie comes out, we need products. So they called illustrators. The illustrators did it more or less how they imagined things, right? And we have this really iconic identity. Eric is really cool. You can insert some of these things I'm talking about here. This really iconic identity. Yeah, from Harry Potter, from before the movies, that for me, when I look at it, it gives me such a big sense of nostalgia. It makes me miss that time, I believe.
Believe it or not, there are people who knew Harry Potter before the movies. Like that. It's something they discovered and wanted to imagine what the characters looked like.
Way before Daniel Radcliffe. Way before Rupert Grint. There was this image, and it was a really nostalgic image.
I think that identity from before the movies has a very unique magic. You buy some cards.
Right?
I collect too. I have the trading card game, and it's a very unique magic because it goes straight to our imagination, you know? It's much easier for you to imagine something that already has a movie, already has an actor, already has things made, than to imagine something that was only written. And then an illustration from the guy comes along and says, like, look, it's kind of like this.
It's just like the art by Mary Grandpré, from the covers, from the Harry Potter books.
Wow.
I'm in love with it too. You mentioned the card thing. There's a Harry Potter card that's like the Charizard from Pokemon. There's a guy who's valuable, though not quite at that level.
No, that's really valuable, like a Charizard.
Charizard isn't at that level.
It's that the Pokemon. It's a thing, the card, it's really, really, really...
And even today, right, man?
Even Harry Potter, it stopped there. The trading card game, it stopped there, of course. Then came the movies. But damn, it's not even comparable, right? This trading card game was released by Wizards of the Coast, the same company as Magic. They released it from 2001 to 2003 only.
Ah, just 2 years, huh?
And then there were 5 boxes, which were the base set, the first one, which is from the Philosopher's Stone.
There are still some sealed.
Sealed box.
These are the ones you buy and open.
I don't buy and open them because that's too expensive. I only bought 3.
Oh, okay, I see. But how many come in it, right?
In a little box, there are 36 boosters, 36 packs.
How many cards come in each booster? Come on.
11?
11, that's quite a lot.
Up to 11 cards, that's impressive. For example, there's the Secret Chamber booster, which was the last one released. Yeah, there's one I've been eyeing to buy on eBay for a long time. It's 16,000 reais.
Wow, but it's the...
It's the Chamber of Secrets booster. Sealed. Completely sealed. Yeah, brand new. So, of course, there are some cheaper ones.
1,000 reais. We're talking about around $3,000, then $10,900.
$2,800, right? So, and it's sealed. And that's because it's the English version, right? There's an Italian version, which I think is 5,000 reais, man. It's a bit cheaper, but I wanted it. I'm dying to get that Chamber of Secrets one.
Man, from the collection. We could do an episode about that, right? About valuable things like that, for example. What's the most valuable thing today in the Harry Potter world? For collectors? Because collecting is something really cool, right?
What do you think is more valuable?
What would you say? First edition, right?
The first edition, right?
Of Philosopher's Stone. The one where there were only 500 copies, right?
The Philosopher's Stone, the first edition of Beetle the Bard, which is the one that J.K. Rowling made by hand, and...
Ah, it's already been auctioned off many times.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
There are some things like props used in the movies that were auctioned off, like the drawing of the Black family tree. Daniel Radcliffe actually bought it at a charity auction.
Oh, that's cool. I have a Cursed Child book, autographed by the original cast in London, you know? Oh.
It's worthless. Yeah, I'm sweating.
I'll go to Pawn Stars. The guys will too.
This is just Harry Potter fanfic.
And I have a poster autographed by the actors from Fantastic Beasts. Really cool. The Crimes of Grindelwald. Really cool. I think this poster is autographed. Maybe even by J.K. Rowling. I found a signature that looks like hers, but I'm not sure. I'll check later.
I have a book, A Deathly Hallows, autographed.
I have The Casual Vacancy autographed by her. Submarino was selling it. For a while, can you believe it? If you bought, I don't know, the first 100 or maybe the first 50 who bought it, you got an autographed edition, you know?
I have A Deathly Hallows from its July 21, 2007 release, complete with the sticker.
But autograph.
Autograph, yes.
But it's with the orange cover. It's hardcover.
That's the British hardcover edition, right?
That they're in the vault. Uh-huh. Oh, wow, that's crazy.
And I've already looked for this book. Like, there are people selling it for like 20,000, 25,000.
I saw that a Charizard card was being auctioned for, in terms of reais, 22 million reais. Man.
Like a ring?
Of
Lord of the Rings used in the production, not the One Ring card.
Okay.
Man, if I'm not mistaken, it was also like $2 million, something like that.
Crazy. This world is for the smart ones, man. It's for people who understand. But, man, thinking about it in general now, what about the current soundtracks? Knowing that Hans Zimmer will be in every season, I'll keep watching. I'm really optimistic. I think we can expect great things.
We can expect great
Things from Mr. Hans. There's a great video. Have you seen the one of a guy playing piano? He imitates Hans Zimmer, composing the music for The Lion King. Okay, and then he's playing. And then the guy says, "Relax, Hans. It's only a kid's movie, and Hans is just at the piano." Calm down, Mr. Hans. Mr. Hans. Like, it's just an animation.
I know what this video is.
Look, like, it's an animation.
And the piano.
Like, it's on fire.
This song is amazing.
Man, and it has Hans Zimmer. He did a lot of stuff, right? And he made a movie that I really love, which is The Last Samurai, the last one.
The Last Samurai.
It's true that he did the Batman trilogy, and the Batman trilogy he did in collaboration with James Newton Howard, who was the composer for Fantastic Beasts. Maybe he'll give him a call now and say, "Mr. James, just give me a melody here.
Just give me a C note.
Give me. I want a C note. Give me a good one." But it's really cool to think about that, man. I think that's what I mean about the composition process. I really wish I had the chance, as a fan, to just sit there and watch.
Just watching, you know?
I wouldn't leak anything, I wouldn't secretly record anything. I could do that, right?
We could actually, it's an opportunity that Home Box Office could give to content creators. Also, a day together with Hans Zimmer, composing the Harry Potter soundtrack. Imagine how cool it would be. He'd go like this. Look.
Please remove them. They're distracting me.
No, man, no, but I would, come on, imagine having the chance to, and they took a content creator to interview Hans Zimmer.
It wasn't Home Box Office, it was another film company, right? But this would be such a cool chance to follow a day of recording. And you know,
I'm really excited too, Tiago. Not just for the series, but for us, right? As a content creator who loves behind the scenes content, I find it fascinating. I'm really excited to see all the materials that are gonna come out, like, because there will be...
they're announcing my documentary after episode 8. Like Stranger Things, they'll release a documentary on the first season's production.
Man,
It's going to be huge, man.
behind the scenes and extras, you know?
The trio, the first test. Oh, they definitely recorded that, right?
Of course.
They must have that footage, right? Of their first meeting and the first time they dressed as the characters. Come on, guys. We live in the age of social media. There's no way they didn't record that. Sorry, but...
No, I'm excited to see the behind the scenes content.
Man, 2026 is here, and we're recording the first episode of Sessão Reservada, right?
it hits me. We're going to work a lot this year, dude. We're still in the calm before the storm. The news about Hans Zimmer was released in February, and another announcement is coming. Cast announcements can return, as many people still need to be revealed. I believe Carlinhos saw it. Carlinhos.
Bro, Carlinhos.
Carlinhos, Maya, Carlinhos. Damn, my bad, guys. Forgive me, man. I think that so many characters, the ghosts of Hogwarts, Peeves himself.
The announcement of Peeves has to happen soon. Man,
So they will come back little by little.
I think with a few small ones, some small announcements will come back, but there will be a moment when we'll feel that the marketing has really started. That's how it is. The trio's first group costume photo hasn't been released yet.
man, there have already been like 7 visits, like people coming to visit,
They probably have.
like journalists.
I think they took a group to visit the sets. Just imagine seeing the sets up close and watching filming for a day. That's wild. Wow. Just imagine what you would do. Wow.
I would go crazy, cry, scream, and get goosebumps.
And these experiences are really cool because you get the chance to see how big it is, right? The magnitude of the production itself. Yeah.
You see beyond what's on the camera.
You know that in 2016 they took me to see it. There was the YouTube space there. In London, it was the YouTube space. And then they kind of made, inside the YouTube space, a set of Newt's suitcase.
It's just a decorated suitcase there, not the complete set inside. And just seeing a square, a cubicle, I swear it was, I don't know, 6 by 6. With the decoration, you already go crazy.
That's awesome, man.
Dude, imagine.
I remember you filmed the video inside the guy's face.
Yeah, I did a quick trip there, dude. It's cool, man. These opportunities, that's why I say, give men the chance to work.
Because it attracts the guys.
Fans are really into this. I personally wake up and go to sleep thinking about it. And it's not just because I work with it.
Yeah, you like it, right?
It's because I like it. I'm excited. I expect great things professionally. I expect great things personally.
This series means a lot to me.
TIAGO. One thing I wanted to point out that I was going to say at some point, but it slipped my mind and just came back now. One very important thing that I think we need to establish and understand is that it might even sound strange. What I'm going to say.
Is true.
It might sound strange, but the fan doesn't understand things. I'm not saying the fan misunderstands the story or that the feeling isn't valid. I just don't know. But the fan doesn't understand the logistics. The fan doesn't understand how it works. The fan doesn't understand copyright. The fan doesn't understand...
More technical stuff, right?
The fan just talks without understanding, insisting it had to match the movie's soundtrack or be done a certain way. But the fan doesn't understand the technical side of the construction. So that's why it's important to have this...
This perspective.
It's not just this perspective. That's why it's important for them to share things to show how it works. Obviously, they'll never say it that way. Look, we don't use the soundtrack because we can't use it due to copyright. They're never going to say that, but that's the reality.
I think that behind every creative choice, there's a reason.
A limitation?
And there's a reason for that too, okay? I think there are choices that happen because I believe that was genuinely discussed.
In other words, soundtrack casting choices. Well, not so much the cast. I think it really comes down to competence, okay? And mainly scheduling, right? Remember, Dumbledore was supposed to be played by Mike Rylance, who played the player. But his wife died, and he was grieving. Home box office wanted him first. Yeah, so I think they follow certain paths. Some choices, though. Within a briefing, even Hans Zimmer is going to get a briefing, man. Of course, Hans Zimmer, he's going to get all the scenes that the director gives him. Those are the do's and don'ts, like when we work with sponsors. For example, Mr. Hans can't use certain things, but I think he will anyway.
Hans stopped.
You know that guy from Whiplash, the drummer? Whiplash, that he mentioned.
Can you give me one?
He says, "Not my tempo." Then the guy, "Man, I think."
Wow.
I love this movie, man. Hans Zimmer's soundtrack. Now, every good movie has a Hans Zimmer soundtrack, right? But, come on.
Hans Zimmer did the Chavez soundtrack?
That one from Hans Zimmer.
Which one is it?
Until Aurora came along and surprised us. Good evening, Chavino. Good evening, Chavez. The stars.
Oh, cinema, right? Shav's song is, man, it's really good.
No? You mean Shav's song? I forgot. Let's change the subject.
No.
It's great cinema. Shavs with amazing soundtracks.
No, are you crazy?
Yeah, it's so much actually.
They sent you a lot about the Witch of 71 in Beaubaton this week, they did.
Man, did you guys see this theory that the Witch of 71 studied in Beaubaton? Because it's really good.
It's really good. Okay.
Not me, man.
She says that, man.
The clothes are exactly the same. This theory is really good.
The Burinista was inspired by Chavez, right?
Have you seen it? It's cool. The similarities between Harry Potter and Castello Rathenboom are impressive.
Very similar.
Did you see the theory? The one that Raleigh lived in Portugal at that time and used to watch Castello Rathenboom.
It was on. Guys, okay.
Come on. Wow. But man, wow. You know what? I missed recording the reserved session. I wasn't really on vacation.
It sucked.
And people were asking a lot. We were guys.
When is it coming back?
Glad you like it, but look.
It was supposed to be back last week, yeah, but it's just that Zeus, my dog, is sick, you know? He's in the terminal stage with inoperable cancer. There's nothing that can be done, and he's under palliative care. So he has appointments where he gets acupuncture for the pain. He does chemotherapy, you know, to contain the cancer so it doesn't spread completely, to give him a better quality of life while he's still here. I had an appointment on the day we were supposed to come for the recording.
Last Wednesday.
And I couldn't cancel it, you know? So that's why I ended up missing it. It was my fault. So,
If you want, you can even talk about your trip. Go ahead. Maybe you took a break. Maybe a week off, right?
not sure if it's next week.
Maybe that's a possibility. Because Kako is going to Orlando, guys.
Next week, I'm going to Orlando for the Leaky Cauldron Tour. Orlando, Harry Potter. So maybe...
Just one more. At most a week. But then, guys, then after February, then it's every Friday. Back in full force. Then
Tiago might want to record alone, guys.
I'm going to call it freedom.
Then he calls some friend of his that he really likes.
I'm going to call Leo. I'm going to call Leo Santi. Leo, the great Leo. Go ahead.
He keeps looking for the games, just joking around, keeps looking for the games.
Just telling stories. Here, man, going back real quick to talk about the 2016 trend, and people talk about it, right? Everything about when we're going to meet again. Meet up with the guys. And I was talking to Mari.
it would be great for the four of us to discuss a specific episode, like the last or first episode of the final season.
Right? Yeah.
So, wow.
Imagine that. It would be really cool.
Here's what I mean, guys. The big moment is here, Rainier's Passage, and we're always like this.
The wife and baby, too.
That's right. It's the screaming moment. If you dream about this Marauders reunion, We're obviously going to make it happen at some point. We'll bring the four of us together here, and I admit I'm the biggest crybaby. I'll definitely cry that day. There will be lots of tears. Wow. Laughter and tears. We'll order food, eat, chat. It's going to be great. That's our plan. And I hope when the first season of Together with Four comes out.
And when the first season comes out, Tiagao, I already know I'll be there. Home Box Office Max, please send the episodes in advance so we have time to work seriously.
It's impossible not to consider doing everything after the episode airs.
It's because I want to do a reaction to the episode, then I want to do an analysis, then I want to do something like that. I'm not going to say it so I don't give spoilers, I don't know, right? No, I'm not going to say it to avoid spoilers either because I don't want to give ideas to others.
Yeah.
Didn't get it, but I have a lot of things I want to do that I have written down.
The first season is going to be something like this. In terms of audience, it's going to be huge. I think the first episode, The Boy Who Lived, since it's one of my favorite chapters from all the Harry Potter books, I think it's going to be a beautiful episode.
No, you're crazy. You're really crazy.
It's going to be an amazing episode.
Mano, I'm telling you, I have a list like this, I make my schedule. I'm really organized with my schedule, so I have the monthly schedule that I set up. I have a list of topics and details on what videos I want to create and when they'll be released. It's like this. In the header for when the series comes out, bam, 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 bam. The video ideas, man, a bunch of them written down, man, that I don't put in the regular schedule, okay?
Because it makes sense to wait too.
Right? Wow. When the series comes out, this is going to be a good topic and I'll bring it up. I keep thinking, wow, I made a segment on Calderon about things that can't be missing from the series. When the series was announced, I wondered if I should have waited a bit longer to do it.
It's all connected.
It was a cool segment.
But this timing thing is really important because Stranger Things, for example, man, the world has been talking about Stranger Things for a week. That's why we have to ride the hype, man. Right at the moment of the release. Because this technical part of looking for leak news, that's really our side as creators. The general audience, the hype crowd, they're not even following all of this. Yeah, it's really just the fans who are watching to see who it's going to be. The public doesn't even know who people like Mark Millard or Francesca Gardner, the director of photography, are.
The casual audience just adds more hype.
And when it's time to turn on the television on Sunday at 10 and say it's the Harry Potter series. Yeah, as for the rest, my friend, that's where the experts come in, right? Specialists who work to keep this hype going think it's important work, that brands should value it a lot more.
Pedrero Negrasso is right here.
It's about building hype before it starts, since it's easy to ride the wave once hype exists. That's true, right, guys? It's really easy to be a content creator who rides the wave when the hype is happening. But who's behind keeping that hype going? During the recordings, the filming is us. We're the guys. Thanks, everyone.
He's giving us some credit, but I agree.
It's not wrong, man, because we have to value our work, what we do.
So, Tiagao,
we have Hans Zimmer, the man, the German, the man. Who's going to make me buy a vinyl record just to keep? Oh, I
want a small record player.
I think we managed to show here, in today's episode, how happy I am with this news, because Hans Zimmer is my favorite composer. Well, I can say that I think I even prefer him over John Williams, in my personal opinion, in the sense of
Hans Zimmer's soundtrack was in many movies that I love, a lot of movies that I love, and the power of his soundtrack made a difference. For me, John Williams is John Williams. He marked my life, and I love John Williams. Maybe he's still number one, and Hans Zimmer is number two.
Both of them?
But I'm fighting him.
I like other composers, but
man,
no preference. Both are great.
John Williams, beautiful.
Poor John Williams, since I'm going to, right?
Right? John Williams is a legend, but that doesn't mean Hans Zimmer isn't just as great.
Hans Zimmer is a genius. What he does is amazing, and we're excited to see him in Harry Potter. When the news came out, I was really happy. I jumped for joy around the house because, I don't know, I feel like he's going to bring something memorable.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's going to be amazing, and I'm super excited. I'm really looking forward to it. I want to see something new. I want to hear the soundtrack.
His first soundtrack appears right in the first promo material, Hans Zimmer, Harry Potter.
I really want to hear it, and you can be sure that if they release it on vinyl, I'll buy it.
Guys, leave your thoughts down below in the comments. And, as usual, the first screaming moment of 2026. Read the messages, the massages. Read the messages you send us because we love to read them. So, the QR code is always on the screen. And let's go to our first screaming moment of 2026.
Let's go. Music Carol Battistello. How do I watch the play Cursed Child? Do more episodes per week, please.
Look, one is already, well, one is like, it's an average, considering the logistics, an hour and a half per episode. I have to come from Sorocaba to here.
So, whenever we come, we end up recording 2. We record 2. And we want to start in 2026. I haven't even told Kako yet. I'm saying it now, and he'll find out in real time. A live episode sounds cool, and more guests like we had with Gudot and Michelle, especially for special occasions.
You want to bring in a voice actor?
You can count on us for that. And about the Cursed Child.
You need a ticket to watch Cursed Child. It's on the theater websites where they're being shown, for example, at the Palace Theater in London.
Or even on Broadway.
There's Broadway. Then you have websites that sell tickets, right? But for the love of God, only use trustworthy websites, okay? Oh, seriously. And of course, you have to go there in person, that's right?
That's important. There are no illegal ways.
Well, actually, there are...
But we don't recommend them.
There are pirates out there on the internet.
Be careful about what you find out there, okay?
Yuri F. Mara said, I'm reliving Harry Potter after a long time, reading the books and following everything with you guys.
Thank you, Yuri. Big hug. We're in this together.
I hope this Harry Potter magic fills your heart, and I can feel what you're feeling. Yeah.
I'm grateful, and I need to reread the books, because I can't accept getting to the end of the year again in our board game series, and losing again. So I'm going to reread the books, because
Some people got mad at me.
No, I saw that you changed the series. Some people were really mad.
Chega is a good guy, Kako. We have autonomy here, and we're clearly having fun recording. Don't think that
Guys got mad, right? Chega got mad at me. Kako is jumping the gun.
No, Kako changes the rules. Kako is that competitive guy who doesn't know. I was reading the comments. But it's okay, guys. We're having fun. That's the coolest parts.
I won.
Man, honestly, I'm going to have to bring up some old disagreements here. I managed to hit a single number on a 20-sided die, and I didn't win. And it doesn't even exist. The role-playing game guys are saying, man, when it's a specific number, it has to be a D4, a D8, The D20 is like, it's not possible. I hit a number on a D20 die. I should have won right then. I should have beaten the game. I would have become the hero of everything. Man.
I hit a sacred one, Sammy sent the following. Do you guys think Duda celebrates Halloween? It's a dilemma because it must be a perfect day for him.
Yeah, man, it's because it's all about candy. He stuffs himself with candy. I don't know.
I think after they found out how
Halloween is in London, it's not as common as in the United States.
The States, but it exists.
Yeah, it must be the famous trigger, but the candy always comes first. Guys, right?
Do you think he
Likes the food?
I'm not sure. Petunia and Walter are like that. No, Halloween is the devil's thing.
It's the day James and Lynn died. It must be complicated for Petunia, but she doesn't care.
Right, my son?
Yeah, but actually, we're going to talk about the plots, which I think will be really cool. From Petunia to Xenia. Alex Jr. Madeira sent this here. I think a good bet for the franchise in theaters would be with Quidditch Through the Ages. What do you guys think? Alex sent this question, man. They probably considered Quidditch Through the Ages or The Tales of Beetle the Bard when adapting Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
I'd like to see Quidditch Through the Ages, but I don't think it has wide appeal.
And it's an expensive movie, right?
I don't think producing it is appealing. It's a sports movie.
It's sports and costly since it would be 90% of the movie. Quidditch special effects are a big factor.
I don't think it has appeal, no, honestly.
Actually, I'm really excited to see the Quidditch scene in the series. I think they're going to do something very different from the movies. Me too.
Aline, Barreto, hi, Kako and Diego. I wanted you to comment on the translation of squib as aborto in the books. I think it's a bit harsh. Hug, man, I don't think it's harsh at all.
Because what does squib mean in English?
Man, honestly, I don't. I'm not sure. But I think abortion really fits with something that was interrupted, that's what abortion is. It brings a very significant weight to what that person who doesn't have magic goes through. Do you understand? She's considered scum there, something that. So I think it's a term that, well, it was, I don't know, man. I don't know how to put this without making things heavy, but it was something. It's like something unwanted, and it's very much associated, right, in people's imagination. I'm not saying technically or anything like that. I'm just talking about the term itself, something unwanted, something repugnant. Maybe, people see it that way.
It might be meant to be strong. Leah Weiler suggested leaving it.
So actually I will. It was a cool idea. I love making translation reels, so I will. Yeah, look, squib, it's something that already brings the idea of something that didn't develop, and then she recreated the meaning of the word, The word squib was already in English. A firework that doesn't explode. Something that promised a lot but didn't happen. A complete failed attempt. Something that should have worked but didn't. The logic of translating aborto is that it doesn't exist, right? There's no equivalent term for squib. So it's like potential, something that existed but never materialized or fully developed. So it's heavy.
This is a controversial translation, since the original English term is less emotionally charged and serves more as a social label than a medium.
Yes, it is.
But it's all good. But it's still impactful.
Of course. And it brings the weight of what they really are in society. Like how society sees them. No, what they really are.
Makes sense. Let's go.
Oh, this person doesn't have a name here. Look.
No name.
You forgot the name, but I'll read your message, okay? My father used to bring magazines, comics, and newspapers that talked about Harry Potter. He cut everything out. I love you all. She actually put her name at the end. Gabi, how sweet. I have a Recreo issue with me on the cover. I love it, and I'm running.
Cool, learnable.
That's my funniest story, Mano.
Man, I loved Recreo.
He plays video games from 9 to noon.
He thinks about topics. Shut up, man.
Tiego's routine. 24 hours with Tiago Andre F.
Andre Aguiar, he sent 2.
Let's read both of his.
If Voldemort ages, he could get Alzheimer's and die. Guys, this isn't nonsense, okay? If Voldemort ages, gets Alzheimer's, he dies naturally if his spirit remains degraded. Are we just our body?
Artair, who's thinking about this?
So, what about the philosopher? The philosopher Nietzsche argues that the body is the reason. He suggests that we are our impulses. Nietzsche doesn't get magic at all.
Voldemort didn't exist in Nietzsche's time.
Here's the thing. Voldemort's soul was fragmented, the body is mortal, and he's simply a shell. What matters is the soul, and Voldemort's soul was fragmented. So even if he died of old age, his soul would still be fragmented.
So, we wrap up the Howler moment with a question from Andre F. Aguiar. I really appreciate it, guys. Everyone who sends us messages. It can be opinions, questions, or just stories.
But not so much.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Look, stories. Feel free. The QR code is always on the screen. If you want to show up here in the next moment, just send your message. Hans Zimmer, regarding the Harry Potter soundtrack, do you have a phrase to wrap up this remarkable episode? The year's first? I do.
Let's go with music, something that transcends all the magic we create here.
Something like Dumbledore, guys. Thank you so much. Reserved session. Officially back. This episode came out at the Leaky Cauldron. And wait for the next one at the Potter Observatory. We're together. Thanks.
That's it.